Look, I didn't make mention of this on the program last night because I knew there would be plenty of media discussion by people who've never raised a syllable when the 18-year-old Tasmanian Teddy Sheehan was denied posthumously a Victoria Cross. I did put up on my Facebook page the fact that on my last day on radio at the end of May this year, I spoke to the Prime Minister about the urgency of awarding a Victoria Cross to the 18-year-old Tasmanian Teddy Sheehan for extraordinary courage in December 1942 in the Timor Sea aboard the Australian minesweeper ship HMAS Armidale under sustained attack from Japanese bombers. By way of background, the crew were ordered to abandon ship. They obeyed, apart from Teddy Sheehan, a gunner, 18, on the Armidale. Teddy saw his mates on lifeboats under fire from Japanese planes. He returned to his gun post. He continued to fight the Japanese as he and the Armidale sank. He was never posthumously awarded the Victoria Cross, but a 2019 review by the Defence Honours and Awards Appeal Tribunal recommended he be awarded a VC. The former Minister for Defence Personnel, Darren Chester, agreed. That was overruled by the Defence Minister, Linda Reynolds, obviously nobbled by a usually untouchable bureaucracy called the Defence Department. Following my interview with the Prime Minister, he sensibly announced a panel to review the rejection of the Appeals Tribunal recommendation that Teddy Sheean should receive the VC. The panel was sensibly headed by Brendan Nelson, a fine Australian, a former Defence Minister, a former head of the War Memorial and a magnificent war scholar. Now the Prime Minister, to his great credit, has accepted the findings of the Brendan Nelson panel and has contacted the Queen to recommend Teddy Sheehan be awarded the Victoria Cross. Full marks to Brendan Nelson and to Scott Morrison. It's a belated recognition, but an important reminder of the heroism of our young Australians all those years ago. I might add, I asked, would we be equal to such challenges today? Is commitment to country and values such as freedom, such that our young people today would give their lives in defence of both? Well, the reason I'm raising this tonight is because it was the Tasmanian Senator Eric Abetz who deserves most credit for this. He's been a senator for Tasmania since 1994 for the Liberal Party. He was the Minister for Employment and a good one. He was the leader of the government in the Senate when Tony Abbott was Prime Minister. He had the important portfolio of Special Minister of State in the Howard government. Tremendous experience and knowledge, but, like many post-Abbott, consigned to political oblivion. Nonetheless, he deserves great credit for his unrelenting advocacy of fellow Tasmanian 18-year-old Teddy Sheehan. And Eric Abetz joins us from Hobart via Skype. Eric, thank you for your time and thank you for what you've done. You must feel a sense of gratification.
Well, I first raised the issue of Teddy Sheehan in 1999 when I was Parliamentary Secretary for Defence. He gave a speech about Teddy Sheehan in the lead up to Anzac Day. But it'd be fair to say that the reason we have now finally succeeded, and it has been a team effort, I think has been as a result of the new member for Braddon, somebody who has 20 years experience in the Army, so a veteran himself. He came to Canberra with a burning desire to ensure that Teddy Sheehan was appropriately recognised. And so with Gavin Pearce's new push, being a rookie in the Parliament, but, might I add, with 20 years experience in the Army, we were able to get it over the line.
You're being far too modest. But Eric, it's hard to comprehend, isn't it? The Armidale is sinking, and this young man, 18, directs a stream of fire at the Japanese planes which are strafing the Australians in the water, and survivors reported seeing traces from his gun even as it was finally submerged in the ocean. And they say he downed at least one aircraft and is credited with saving 49 lives. I mean, all these years on, it's difficult to get your head around it, isn't it?
Very difficult to consider the bravery of this young man. He was allowed to abandon ship, but rather than abandoning ship and protecting his own life, he thought about his fellow servicemen on the ship and was willing to sacrifice himself. And there are indeed Australians alive today because of Teddy Sheehan's sacrifice. And that is why he should be exalted as a role model and an indicator to this current young generation as to somebody that they ought to be aspiring to emulate.
Lovely language. I thought Brendan Nelson was wonderful. He said the panel found that Teddy was done, quote, a substantial injustice when he was initially rejected, and then just said, typically Dr. Nelson, whom you know very well, as do I, Brendan Nelson just said, The man deserves the Victoria Cross. He will be, won't he, Eric, the Royal Australian Navy's first VC winner?
He will indeed, if it now goes to Buckingham Palace for approval by Her Majesty. One assumes and hopes that that will proceed. So at this stage, it's a recommendation for the VC, but he will be the first Navy man or woman recognised for a VC, long overdue, and needs to be duly recognised. And what a great role model for all young Australians to aspire to.
Well, good on you, Eric, and that's why I wanted to talk to you. There he is. Thank you for your time, Senator Eric Abetz.